Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? It's SEO0320 representing JVS. I made a video earlier this morning kind of talking about how to watch out for certain, critics and YouTube reviewers and some of the comments that they've been making about certain characters and certain things and dialogue within the movie that I felt like should have been a secret. So check that video out for that. This is not that. This is me post watching Justice League twice. Didn't just see it once, saw it twice. Saw it during a fan screening, saw it during a press screening, to which the press screening actually had more of a thunderous applause, which is crazy. And I just want to let you guys know, how I'm feeling. Because the reality is I had like a interesting awakening this morning while I released my, review and stuff like that at around like 3 o'clock or maybe 2:50. Everybody else released their stuff as well. To which, before I even comment, I still think that Justice League is going to end up with Rotten Tomatoes score between 65 to 85%. I still stick to that, just based on how the movie is actually processed and how it is perceived. Even though what I'm about to comment, which is a segue, it is met with a lot of heinous collective remarks that are very unsettling, man. As a matter of fact, it takes the joy out of, the thrill of the fact that we are getting a Justice League that, to me, is a direct comparison to the animated recent movies, and just in general, what you want to expect from all your characters. And on top of that, there's not anything in here to sit there and have me merit disgracing a movie that's catered to not just, young kids, but fans of superhero as the genre. It's very distasteful. A lot of if you even type in Justice League legit, you'll see some stuff like the destruction of the comic book genre. DC has done this. They're trying to be Avengers. It's like, these are the same people that legit having problems with VVS for being too deep, too dark. And it's like, what more can DC do? But I'm here to let you guys know that it personally did kind of bum me out. So you're not alone in that if you're feeling any of those kind of emotions and feelings. It bummed me out because the reality is people will be automatically turned off just by looking at a headline. And I'm not saying that these people are doing these for clicks. They might presumably really believe that within their whole hearts. But I know what I saw, and I know what I've talked about amongst my friends, that a lot of them, come from being more pro Marvel, more pro film versus, the superhero genre in general. And they all had a good time watching the movie. We all collectively liked the movie. There were nitpicks. There were things that you can go and process about rushing. You can even go through my critique. And my critique, I went and laid down some stuff that was like, this is, something that I'm looking at. Like, dang, this is what I feel. But at the end of the day, it was still a good movie. And so for me, I'm happy because the movie was good. And my friends enjoyed it collectively together. I am, I do feel a way about the simple fact that before any of you guys have seen it, some of you guys have seen it, some of you guys haven't, it's going to temper your emotions about it. Like, either one, you're going to feel like, man, this is not a good sign. Man, this is going to be not what I wanted. And it's going to affect your processing on the movie moving forward, just on the assessment of how people talk about it, And I think that that's the most saddest thing to me, because the movie hasn't even been given a real chance on so many different levels, from just the headlines that I've heard. And on top of that, when I think about the comic book genre, superhero genre is not gauged upon, necessarily these kind of facets of depth and tone. Like, it's about the inspiration that what these characters mean. What do they do? What do they convey? And is it an entertaining movie? And it is. Like, in every shape or form, Justice League is a very entertaining and fun movie, and it's not merited this negativity. So I'll tell you guys this. Am I bummed about what people were saying about it? Yes. Does it sway, me emotionally one way or another? You know what? No. Not anymore, bruh. I can't. I legit cannot do this. Y'all thought I was leaving for real. No, I didn't leave. I cannot do this again where I feel guilty about watching a movie that I perceived was a good time. Because the reality is, and I look at like Thor Ragnarok and I look at Justice League, I would watch both of those movies again right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you're allowed to feel that. But somebody would tell you differently. And I mean, that's not for me to discredit any critics that are saying one way or another for whatever reason they have. But I will tell you honestly from the bottom of my heart that Justice League is something that I think that you can comfortably presume that it's a good time at the movies, that you will have a good time watching, that you will have fun watching. And if it was one thing, if it wasn't fun, and not a good time and not a good experience, I can go and dissect, all these different comic book movies and do that. But that's not what I went there to do. I did that. I did a review like that, but it's not cool, man. I mean, it was already not cool for people to already start leaking stuff about certain plot points, but it already was another thing. Like, you got a fun movie like this, and you're taking and sucking all the joy away from it. That is what really, to me, really burns me up. But take solace in knowing that it's a good time. You're going to have a good time at the movies. Don't be distraught. Don't allow your emotions to be gauged one way or another. Watch the film. Watch it for yourself. And I think, and I almost dare say I can promise that you'll have a good time. I really do feel like you will actually have a really good time. But I wanted to talk with you guys because I know a lot of you guys, it's really hurting you. It's really making you feel one way or another. So I just wanted to be able to do that. And I will talk to you guys a little bit later on. Okay? And much love to all of you. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed one. And again, keep your heart. Keep believing and dare to dream that after 20 years, this is not something that's going to disappoint you, but it's also something that will add to your love for all of these characters, okay? And nitpicks, let them fly, okay? Peace, y'all. I got to go.